very good evening to everybody. Okay, I'm so excited to be here. But I want to start this with this statement. When potential meets opportunity, magic happens. And I have witnessed this magic. Let me share this story. The year was 2021, and in a small village in Gepe, a girl, Asha, she was in her class 8. And it was the eve of Gandhi Jayanti. And what comes is that she has recreated her Mahatma Gandhi's face, not using any paint or pencil, but through hundreds of scratch code blocks that she has coded on her father's simple mobile phone. No fancy softwares, no laptops, but sheer determination, a sharp mind, and a spirit to work hard. Asha was one of the thousands of students with potential who got an opportunity to be part of the coding and robotics education in schools, CARES, a specially curated STEM-based program that was rolled in all the schools across Goa. When I saw this magic coming out from a village and from a kid, who was in the 8th standard, I realized that we were not just teaching them coding or robotics. We were unlocking their minds, giving flights to their innovations, and more special than that, we were empowering those who needed it most. Imagine hundreds of classrooms all over Goa, and students like Asha spend years working hard. Their parents pin their hope on this child who is earning good grades, working really hard. However, for many of them, the gap between education and opportunity of a beautiful life, of a different life, is too far wide to cross. In my own personal life, I have seen as an educator, brilliant young minds go untapped. Not because they lack education, because their education has not made them employable. Goa is a land of sun, sand, and culture. But below this picture perfect image lies another image, a place where its young, brilliant minds, many of whom go unemployed, underemployed, or undercompensated. The knowledge industry, on the other hand, is hungry for talent. The question lies, how do we bridge this gap? It's about time that Goa repositions itself from being just a tourist destination, now being called as a technology destination, a destination for innovation, a vibrant hub, a vibrant land where technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship thrives. Where from the very beginning, its young minds are introduced to math and to science through a concept to work real hard and to solve hard real world problems. And in the process, contribute not just to Goa's economy, but to the global knowledge economy. Let me share another magical moment of potential meeting opportunity. And what happens is magic. Meet Purvi. Purvi was in the class 6th, and she comes from a village Alorna in Perne. Purvi in 2023, she joined the coding and robotics scheme, and she was mentored by the Teach for Goa fellows after her school hours. In 2023, she competed at Bebras, and Bebras is a fiercely competitive international computational thinking challenge, where from India itself, more than 500,000 students participate. Many of the students coming from India's elite schools. You know what was the magic? When the results came, Purvi from Alorna ranked 6th in the All India merit list. If that is not enough for you to clap, I will give you another magic. Goa took cares that year, got 24 ranks in the top 50 spots in the entire country. And I want to clap for you for those kids. Thank you very much. You know what happened and what changed for Purvi and for Asha and others like them? Just one opportunity. A hardworking mind, the right mentors, and a right curated program, and an opportunity to learn something different. You know, but their story tells us something much deeper and with a lot of meaning for all of us and the learned audience out here. India is the world's largest democracy and its youngest nation in terms of its human resource. We are almost like a billion strong workforce. But with upcoming technologies like artificial intelligence and robotics, which will soon redefine the quantity and quality of workforce which is required, what is necessary now and what is coming strong is that this workforce requires to reimagine itself, rethink itself, recreate itself, reskill itself. And this has to happen today in schools, where we require to equip our kids through higher order thinking skills. And this mission is very personal for me. Let me share this. You know, when I was a young boy, my father often took me to our coconut plantations from Kurturi. I remember how very carefully my father used to plant each of these coconut saplings. And today I really recollect the warmth of the sun on my back and the smell of the damp earth and the way he used to put the mud on around the roots of these plantations. And when he used to do that, he used to often tell me, we're required to take care of these young saplings for about a few years. After that, they will give us fruits which will last generations. At that time, I thought my father was teaching me farming. Much later, did I realize that he was teaching me something much deeper. That if we invest in our young with care and dedication, they will leave a legacy far bigger than what we can imagine today. And that wisdom guided me when I took a break as a faculty in engineering and planted a different kind of sapling, Goa's Unique Cares program. Since 2021, my entire team, we really worked hard to revamp the curriculums, taking inputs from practitioners. We redesigned the entire school's laboratories in the entire state of Goa. We trained and retrained teachers and held their hands and encouraged them and motivated them to teach differently. You know, we designed spending sleepless nights, the education technologies and the scalable education technologies that are required. And in the process, we were able to touch the hearts and minds of kids to think mathematically, computationally, creatively, and critically. 3 lakh students, 442 schools, one bold idea. But to truly build Goa's knowledge economy, if that is our dream, because that's my passion, these sparks of cares by themselves are not enough. The entire ecosystem has to come together. So here's my call to action. It's about time that the industry leaders don't just watch. They believe, they back, and they build. It's about time that the educators don't just teach. They stretch, they inspire, and they lead. It's about time that societal leaders don't work in silos. They require to come together, they require to unite, and they require to innovate. It's about time that the young learners don't wait for permissions. They require to learn. They require to be inspired and inspire others and lead. When one mind is ignited, entire communities can shine. Purvi's and Asha's stories tell us just that there is talent everywhere. When you're looking at a village in Kepe in the south to a village in Perne in the north of Goa. Let's ignite minds. Not just to dream, but to do. Let's believe that the next unicorn can come from a village in Goa. The future is calling. Let's not wait. Let's together build this knowledge economy which I thrive, and I now pass this message to you, but from the ground up. Thank you very much.